Hi, I'm Steve from 4QD. Today we're going to take a look at the speed limiting functions of the Pro-160 and 360 controllers. And that means handing you over to our tame technical expert. Some say he dreams in Fourier transforms and that he can actually speak in machine code. All we know is he's called the North.
In this video, we're going to take a look into the two ways of limiting the top speed of a motor using our controllers. Some of our controllers are used in vehicles or in places where there is a speed limit for safety reasons. The traditional way of limiting speed was by adjusting the maximum voltage applied to the motor. This will certainly stop the motor going too fast, but the downside is that it could lead to low torque at startup, and it isn't very effective when going down a hill. The Pro-160 does allow this method. The max PWM setting in the menu lets you set a limit to the power going out of the controller. Setting a value of 50% means that if you have a 24-volt battery, then the motor will never see more than 12 volts. However, there is a second way to limit the speed, which is to use a separate speed sensor. The Pro-160 has an input designed specifically for this, and it allows the Pro-160 to measure the RPM that the motor is actually turning at, and to make decisions based on that speed. This means that the controller can apply full power at slow speed to give maximum torque at startup, but then throttles back as the target speed is reached. So how does it work? The Pro-160 monitors the RPM, and as it approaches the limit, it gradually reduces the PWM duty cycle, thus reducing the power delivery to the motor. There is a small band below the limit. The Pro-160 waits until the RPM falls out of that band and then starts to increase the duty cycle again. This technique will also be effective downhill, as the reduced duty cycle will automatically result in regen braking occurring. The sensor which is used is a Hall effect device which detects the magnetic field when a magnet passes close to it. This is 4QD's own sensor, but any 5-volt Hall-type pulse sensor can be used. We won't go into the details of how to mount the sensor in this video. However, you'll be able to find that information in the sensor manual, and you're able to get that here by scanning this QR code, and I'll also put a link in the description. The input is looking for a 5-volt pulse. The timing starts on the rising edge of the first pulse and stops on the rising edge of the second pulse. The Pro-160 can only measure speeds above 150 RPM. If you need to measure a wheel that is turning slower than that, then you'll need to add more magnets to increase the number of pulses per revolution. First, a sensor needs to be connected. Most Hall-type sensors need to be fed with 5 volts, and this can come from the BEC socket. The output of the sensor needs to go to pin C of the auxiliary 2 socket. The speed sensor function in the menu needs to be set to active equals yes. Then the limiting function needs to be set to on. The RPM limit can then be set. This can be between 150 and 5000 RPM. There are also two settings that determine what happens if the speed sensor fails. The first is a number of missing pulses allowed before any action is taken. The second is that it can either just flag a warning message or stop. While we're having a look at the speed sensor section, let's have a quick look at some of the other settings in there. The Pro-160 can be used to display speed in NPH or kph. To do this, it needs to know what units you want to see, what the ratio is between the RPM measured and your vehicle's speed. You will need to calculate this using the total gear ratio between the motor shaft and the driving wheels, and also the wheel diameter. We have a worked example on our website. Again, I'll leave a link in the description so you can get this. The top right-hand segment of the display can be switched from its default motor current setting to show either RPM or vehicle speed. The Pro-160 speed limiting function is just that, a limit, and it's a little different from precise speed control. There is a form of control known as PID, which stands for proportional, integral, and derivative. PID control can give very precise control of a motor's speed and is a very common technique used in many machines. However, for it to work correctly, the parameters for P, I, and D must be carefully tuned for the particular machine. If these parameters are not set correctly, it is possible for the system to become unstable and suffer dramatic oscillations of speed with potentially dangerous consequences. Due to this risk and the fact that the Pro-160 is a general-purpose controller which can be fitted to a wide range of machines, 4QD have made the decision not to incorporate PID control into the standard software. We do have PID control software available, however this does need to be discussed with the 4QD technical team first if this is a requirement that you have. That's all we're going to look at for now. We'll be going into more detail on things like regen braking and the parking brake in other videos. If you found this useful, please like and subscribe for more 4QD technical content. Also, let us know if there is anything specific that you'd like us to cover in other videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.